Greetings, YouTube. It is I, Revenge of the Fallen. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the hysteria behind the mega mosques being built near Ground Zero. Speaking of which, Dark Angel of the Light, Madison Skull, thanks for doing those commentaries on that hate monger Pat Condell. I really appreciated it, thought your commentaries were great, and suggest everybody watch them. Anyway, what you probably don't know is that there's another mosque being built in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. There have been many news stories about the mosque, though why it's newsworthy in the first place is beyond me. If this was a megachurch being built, nobody would give a damn. But one news story invigorated me enough to create this commentary. I use the term news story loosely, since it's less from a credible news source and more from a right-wing Christian propaganda machine. No, I'm not talking about Fox News, I'm talking about the Christian Broadcasting Network, otherwise known as the hellspawn of Pat, the Haitian earthquake was God's punishment for making a pact with the devil, Robertson. Now, I may be a Christian, but I have enough common sense to know that CBN is bullshit and shouldn't be taken seriously. My parents, on the other hand, watch it on a daily basis, and sometimes I'm unfortunate enough to catch a glimpse of it. The one news story about the mosque in Tennessee reeked of so much hypocrisy and bigotry that it provoked me to create this commentary. Now, I apologize for the poor video quality, as I used HyperCam to record the video off the CBN website, as there is no video of it on YouTube. That said, let's roll this shit.
Way to build what's being called a mega mosque in the small community of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. A lot of residents are outraged there, and as Gary Lane reports, they're calling on city officials to stop the project.
I wonder if these people would have been just as upset if a megachurch was being built in their neighborhood. What am I saying? This is Tennessee, right smack in the Bible Belt, where any house of worship is welcome, as long as it's fundamentalist Christian.
Some say mosque opponents have genuine fears and objections.
That I highly doubt.
Others say they're displaying religious intolerance and bigotry.
That I highly suspect. Actually, I think it's less intolerance and bigotry and more Islamophobia. The irrational fear that all Muslims are terrorists secretly plotting the downfall of Western civilization. Trust me, I was exposed to that a lot growing up after 9/11.
But what is clear is many in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, really don't want a huge mosque complex built just outside their town. During a county commission meeting, some 600 packed into the Rutherford County Courthouse, most to object.
Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people protesting the construction of a building or business in their community. People have a right to object to what is or isn't built in their community. If this was a small or superstore or adult bookstore or nuclear power plant, I could understand the outrage, but the fact this is a mosque shows that the outrage is purely out of fear. As I said, if this was a megachurch, these people wouldn't have been upset. They're only upset because it's another religion, one which there is a lot of confusion and misconception.
I'm sorry, but they seem to be against everything that I believe in.
What? You mean there are people out there who don't believe the same things you believe, and who want to make a house of worship so they can practice those beliefs? Oh, the humanity! Your community is going down the drain! Seriously, I don't want to rip on these people too badly, since I was also brought up under the Islam is a religion of evil and oppression mindset these people have. Fortunately, I've learned to be more open-minded and less judgmental. I can't say the same thing for these people.
And so I don't want them necessarily in my neighborhood spreading that type of
Religion?
comments.
Oh, comments. For a minute there, I thought you were worried about other people spreading their religion. God forbid that. Only Christians have a right to spread their religion. What? What do you mean it's sky baklava? It's sky cake, motherfucker! It's only cake! Oh my god, the only way sky cake tastes good is if up in the sky cookie and sky people can't have their sky pie. That's the only way sky cake tastes good! Sky cake!
But the leader of local Muslims says they don't represent that part of Islam. They're a peaceful, independent group.
We are not connected or affiliated with any local, national, or international organization. The Islamic Center of Murfreesboro has its own identity.
Oh, so you mean there are Muslims out there who aren't terrorists and who don't hate America and who only want to practice their religion in peace? Because watching CBN, you get the impression that all Muslims were American-hating terrorists.
He says his people have already raised more than $500,000 to buy the land and start construction. County commissioners say their hands are tied since landowners have the specific right to build religious institutions on their property.
And there you have it. It's your own land. You have every right to build whatever you want, especially if it's a house of worship like a mosque. Because this is America, and according to our Constitution, we have the freedom to believe any religion we want. What am I saying? This is CBN. Freedom of religion for people other than Christians is a foreign concept.
But some opponents at the PAC meeting suggest Islam isn't so much a legitimate religion as it is a form of government and a legal system, with its infamous Sharia law.
I'm afraid to say it, but there is some truth to that. Some Muslims do have the intent to force their religious beliefs into law. For example, there are schools in England which have banned the Winnie the Pooh books because the Piglet character offends Muslims, who believe pigs are unclean animals. Other European countries have excused domestic violence because Muslims believe in beating their wives. And some tax companies have allowed Muslim cab drivers to deny rides to passengers who carry alcohol. So we should speak out against Muslims who want to tailor the law to their religious beliefs. But of course, Christians don't try to force their religious beliefs into law. Of course not. It's not like they're trying to ban abortions or gay marriage, or teach creationism in science classes, or remove Harry Potter books from public libraries, or enforce mandatory school prayer and Bible readings, or enforce blue laws to prohibit work on the Sabbath, or... I think I'll stop right there.
Some proposed a boycott.
If construction does begin, I would also encourage contractors to boycott it, and I would encourage the boycott of any contractor associated with the project.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron! You're only creating a double-edged sword for yourself. Yeah, you may be thinking that you're doing the right thing by preventing one religion from building their house of worship, but what if someday in the future, if atheism surpasses Christianity, God forbid, a group of atheists try to boycott the construction of a megachurch in their city? What are you going to think about that? You're not going to be too happy about that, huh? I guess it's only bad when your religion gets persecuted, huh?
I think we're very disappointed in the fact that you did not give us ample notice.
That's probably a legit point. The mosque people should have notified the townspeople earlier on the matter. Either way, this doesn't excuse the closed-mindedness of the townspeople.
Muslims on the national stage suggest this is one more case of American bigotry. They point to the openly hostile crowds who've been protesting against a proposed mosque near Ground Zero.
Yeah, we all know about that, especially because of the hate-mongering militant atheist Pat Condell, who says only religious people are intolerant.
And another mosque planned 40 miles from Murfreesboro, the neighbors hounded out of the area. Gary Lane, CBN News.
The Muslims in Murfreesboro still need a few $100,000 in financing before they can start construction.
Gee, I wonder how you can donate money to these people, because I would really like to help them out, and I know a lot of people would like to do the same. Unfortunately, this is CBN, so they're not going to give that information. God forbid they help those Muslim infidels.
Meanwhile, in New York, plans for the mosque 2 blocks from Ground Zero are moving forward, though opponents are still promising to put up a fight.
I'm sure Pat Condell is proud. Closing thoughts. I'm really disappointed that people are making a big deal out of these mosques. We have freedom of religion in this country, and that means people are free to build houses of worship wherever they want. Nobody should be persecuted because their house of worship goes against somebody else's beliefs. And I know many people are upset because of the Islamophobia that's been going on since 9/11. Well, I don't agree with Muslims. I don't believe they're all terrorists or extremists. Some are just good people who want to practice their religion in peace. Unfortunately, so many people don't see that, especially my fellow Christians. This is Revenge of the Fallen, signing out.